Eli Roth teams up with Dreamworks. Killer Klowns From Outer Space the musical, and Creepshow creeps back into comic shops, all on this Wednesday edition of
Spill the Guts.
I like it spooky.
Hello and welcome. My name is Clint, and I am one-third of a semi-monthly news, reviews, interviews, and entertainment show you may have heard of, the I Like It Spooky Horror Podcast, as well as your voice here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on this 5 to 10 minute tri-weekly horror news blitz roundup, Spill the Guts. Today is Wednesday, June 14th, and this just in. First story of the day comes to us from BloodyDisgusting.com about a new animated horror series titled Fright Crew from Eli Roth and Dreamworks. Eli Roth, the director behind Hostel and Cabin Fever, is teaming up with Dreamworks Animation for a new animated horror series for older kids, again titled Fright Crew. The Wrap reports that the 2D animated series comes from Roth and author James Frey, known for A Million Little Pieces. While no release date has yet been announced, the 10-episode first season will debut on Hulu and Peacock. In the series, an ancient prophecy and a voodoo queen put misfit teens in charge of saving New Orleans from the biggest demonic threat it's faced in almost 2 centuries. But honestly, saving the world might be easier than becoming friends. No voice cast has been announced as of yet, only a first-look image that showcases the teens tasked with saving the world. The image contains subtle horror clues and Lovecraft references. This isn't Roth's first foray into gateway horror. The filmmaker previously helmed 2018's The House with a Clock in Its Walls, based on the 1973 novel by John Bellairs. However, Fright Crew does mark Dreamworks' tiptoe into horror.
What the goddamn to do? What do we have here?
Again from BloodyDisgusting.com, our second story of the day is Out of This World, as a live musical celebration has been announced for the 35th anniversary of Killer Klowns From Outer Space. HorrorCon LA, Cinematic Steampunk, and Nostalgic Nebula are joining forces to present The Darkest Carnival Killer Klowns From Outer Space 35th Anniversary Live Music Celebration in Los Angeles on Saturday, September 30th. This special one-show-only event features Killer Klowns composer John Massari and punk rock pioneers The Dickies, who, of course, contributed the iconic title track to the cult classic horror comedy back in 1988. Described as an intimate evening, The Darkest Carnival will feature John Massari performing his Killer Klowns From Outer Space DJ synth set. The Darkest Carnival is taking place at the LA Convention Center, 299-seat 411 Theater at 1201 South Figueroa Street, Los Angeles, California 90015, and tickets are available now on Eventbrite.com. The schedule includes Doors at 7, John Massari KKFOS Cosplay Rave Party DJ set at 7:30, intermission at 9, and the Dickies at 9:30. Fans can also take part in games such as Best Air Guitar,
Willy, 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 Willy. Yeah, I wrote that. It's called I Want to Rock Your Body.
Air Drums, Cosplay, Tattoo, and Dance Routine during John Massari's DJ set. And there will be special gifts for playing and participating. The Dickies founding members, Leonard Phillips and Stan Lee, along with soundtrack game composer John Massari, will pre-sign your special commemorative 12x12 poster in advance. The posters are sequentially numbered and end with number 299. The exclusive limited edition poster will be created by the world-famous comic, film, and vinyl record soundtrack artist Juan Carlos Ruiz Burgos. $60 concert tickets are currently available for purchase, and pre-signed autograph posters can only be purchased with a concert ticket for an additional $40. Both tickets and posters are limited to the first 299 Killer Klowns fans, so act fast and get over to Eventbrite.com today. And let's now take a moment to pause for station identification as we hear from our podcast network, the PFPN.
You're listening to the Prescribed Films Podcast Network, home to hundreds of hours of free podcast entertainment. The shows on this network all have a common goal, providing you with the best discussions about movies and other forms of entertainment media. The PFPN hopes to fill your earholes with audio joy. Visit our website with links to all the other amazing shows at www.thepfpn.com. Thanks for listening.
Last story for this Wednesday comes to us from CBR.com, who reports news as sweet as Halloween candy. So, in addition to today's reporting, I also briefly discuss it on the next upcoming feature episode of the I Like It Spooky Horror podcast. Skybound Entertainment is bringing Creepshow back to the comic shops with a second volume with contributions by Garth Ennis, Becky Cloonan, and more. CBR can exclusively reveal Creepshow is returning for a second volume in September of this year from Skybound Entertainment. The first issue in the 5-issue miniseries features stories by Garth Ennis from Preacher and the Boys, Becky Cloonan from Wonder Woman, and Phil Hester from Gotham City Year One. Each issue of Creepshow Volume 2 includes 2 different standalone stories full of terror, monsters, and more. The publisher teased of the first issue in the debut issue of the second volume, Master of the Macabre. Garth Ennis and superstar creator Becky Cloonan team up for the very first time to deliver a disturbing tale of the unborn. Then freaky Phil Hester tells the story of a grieving son who bends the laws of nature to see his mother one last time. This can't end well. When the first volume of Skybound Entertainment's Creepshow comics launched in 2022, Skybound editor John Mossane stated, quote, "Creepshow has consistently been one of the best things in horror for the last 40 years, and for Skybound to be able to carry on such a rich horror tradition is an absolute thrill. We knew a franchise this prolific would require the best talent in the industry, so we assembled a collection of creators that will do the Creepshow name proud. The stories they have planned are going to scare the absolute hell out of people." Licensed by Cartel Entertainment, Brian Witten is overseeing Creepshow Volume 2 on behalf of Nicotero's Monster Agency Productions. Creepshow Volume 2, Issue Number 1 features cover art by Gillum March, variant cover art by Cloonan, and an incentive connecting variant cover by Skinner. As excited as I am to add these to my comic book library, I am going to have to hold my breath for just a bit. The issue doesn't release until September 12th of this year from Skybound Entertainment. Luckily for me,
I can hold my breath for a long time.
and that's a wrap on this Wednesday edition of Spill the Guts. But before I creep on out of here, it just wouldn't be the same if I didn't remind you that you can find the I Like It Spooky Horror podcast on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube Music, Twitter, TikTok, and wherever you subscribe to your podcasts. Thanks for tuning in, and I will talk to you again this coming Friday with more news and the word on the street from Ted of Ted's Marvelous Custom Gumball Emporium, all on another edition of
Spill the Guts.
Hey, what's wrong with you, man? Show some fucking respect for the dead, will ya?